Welcome to the revision session, day number 2 of 36 of the GCSEs. So, if you watched my stream yesterday, that was day 1. I've kind of thought about streaming this to you guys kind of last minute, so that's fun. But yes, today the plan is to do another past paper for biology, because biology is this afternoon, and then tomorrow will be also today, hopefully after that exam when I get home, my plan is to do a computer science past paper, and then I think, let me just quickly check my timetable. Yes, okay, so then on the next then tomorrow morning I will do another computer science paper 1 paper, so now you do that, and then on that one, and then tomorrow afternoon I'll do a math paper 1 paper, and then since maths is in the morning, there won't be a stream in the morning, so wish me luck. And then after that exam, I think I'll be staying at school just to like revise there, because I think so. I think that's the plan. And then after that, when I get home, I'll do a history past paper, and then there'll be a history on Friday, and then I'll be doing past papers for next week. I still need to get a solid timetable down though, so if you want more information, make sure you join the Discord server, because that's where I put most of my information. Well, I eventually will, but still. Anyway, today, once again, like I said, we got another combined science higher biology paper. This is Pearson, of course it is, because our school hates us. Why couldn't they do AQA? Anyway, it's 1 hour and 10 minutes. We've got the timer ready, as you can see. The timer will be placed there so you guys can see it. So hopefully, yeah, that is going to be the plan for today. I'll start in a second. Let me just put these stuff out the way. Also, I'll make sure I can't hear you guys. So if you do type and stuff like that, just maybe try and like revise with me. I don't know. But yeah. So yeah. What was the nice pen I was using yesterday? Okay, what's this one? This pen's really nice, but it's a blue pen, so sucks to suck. Alright. Peace out. Let the 17 minutes begin. And also, hello Rudra, welcome to the stream. wondering the question there. Pause on that. No, that's not it. Hmm. God damn it. What was this one? Dog, what do you want? Okay, you're my dog. Okay. Thanks for opening the door. Really helps opening a door, dog. Appreciate that. 52 minutes 35 still on the clock. We're actually making pretty good pace. Pretty sure I've basically done already half the paper. Anyway, resume. Love my dog barking. It's so great. Oh my back. Okay. Inside the plasmid. Oh my god. Holy yawn. Alright, place the gene inside the plasmid to what's it called? Oh, I can't remember. I gotta remember that. Anyway, discuss the possible benefits. Well, I know there's stuff that I don't know, so I need to make sure I actually know them before I go in today. So haven't done them. So Tanner, mark the paper. I will now have chat up on my iPad. So let me just quickly set that up real quick. Be nice if I actually. Okay, there we go. Please chat. I will try and check regularly. But yeah, screen penners. So we have the mark scheme. So yeah, we have a whopping 2 viewers. W. Okay. So I'm gonna read out the questions I had because the thing is, in the exam I can't read them out, but since I'm gonna be marking them now, I will, so you know how bad I am at biology. I mean, my tutor said I'm ready, but still, you never know. Yada yada yada. Okay, obesity increases the risk of a person developing cardiovascular disease. Losing weight can reduce the risk of this disease occurring. Explain why exercise can cause weight loss. I put losing weight means burning fat. Fat clogs veins when there's too much. When there's too much, which blocks blood flow. Exercise obtained from reducing fat. So I'll say 1. I think I didn't really answer the question properly, but good luck, honey buns. We dead ass. Okay, alright. Oh, my timer did stop. I had no idea about this one, so let's see. Figure B shows a gastric band fitted to a stomach. Explain how gastric band, oh my days, helps the person to lose weight. Here's the diagram for your reference. Reduces volume of the stomach, so reduces food intake. And so reduces food intake. Okay, BMI and waist to hip ratio can be used to find out if a person is obese. Figure 2 shows some data for 2 males. Hang on, let me just quickly check my microphone's working fine. BMI is calculated using the equation BMI equals mass in kilograms divided by height in meters squared. Male B has a mass of 72 kilograms and a height of 1.81 meters. Calculate the BMI of male B. Give the answer to 3 significant figures. Here is the information for you see. I did 72 divided by, in brackets, 1.81 squared, which gives me 21.9773, etc. But since it needs to be to 3 significant figures, I rounded it here. And since 9 basically adds up to here, it's 22. So if I'm right, yep, 22. Perfect. 3 marks. Love to see it. Next, Figure 3 shows the interpretation of BMI values. There's a table there. I'll show you in a second. Males with a waist to hip ratio above 0.9 are defined as abdominally obese. I think that's how you say it, but you never know. And my headphones just turned off. Great. Okay. Explain what the BMI and waist to hip ratio for male A shows about his weight distribution. Let's make sure my headphones corrected right. Yeah. Yep. Okay. For reference, here's the table. I put most of his weight is by his hips and waist, where it could be less for overall mass, and he might be taller. The BMI shows male A overweight, but his waist to hip ratio shows he is not abnormally obese. What? Oh, I didn't read the question properly. Oh god. Well, male's A's weight distribution is not around the vital organs. I'm gonna give me none for that, to be fair. Alright, moving on. Question 2. Figure 4 shows 2 potato chips. Figure 5 shows some information about each potato chip. Calculate the total surface area of the potato chip B using the formula total surface area equals 2xy plus 2xz plus 2yz. Here is reference. And this is my calculation. And I'm correct. Bingo. Love to see it. The potato chips were placed in distilled water for 20 minutes. Figure 6, goodness gracious, shows the increase in mass for each potato chip. I'll show you the graph in a second. Explain why potato chip B has a greater increase in mass than potato chip A. Here's the graph. I put potato chip B has a larger surface area for water to insert into the chips via osmosis. Chip B has a greater surface area, therefore more water absorbed. I didn't really use the right wording, so that's 1 mark. Potato chip A is transferred from the distilled water to a concentrated salt solution. Explain what will happen to the cells in potato chip A. I didn't know this, so I need to write this down. What the hell? Okay. Cells lose water become plasmalized, which means water moves out by osmosis from a high concentration of water molecules to a low concentration of water molecules. Okay. Moves out by osmosis from a high concentration of water to a low concentration of water. The potatoes of a potato plant develop underground. Explain one difference in the subcellular structures in a cell in the potato and those in a cell in the leaf of the potato plant. I put the cells are not made for the cells are not made to perform photosynthesis due to no sunlight or air. No chloroplast and as there is no light for So I got 1, but I need to mention no chloroplasts. Someone subscribe. Yeah, Rudra just subscribed. Nice. Very pogs. Thank you. No chloroplasts, as there is 0 light for photosynthesis. Very nice. Okay. Is the thing still on the screen? Blood, why is it not hiding itself? It's in gameplay. That should be fading, but it's not. Okay, there we go. I was about to say. Okay. Streptococcus bacteria can cause a sore throat or skin infection. An illness called scarlet fever can also develop during an infection with this bacterium. Give 2 precautions a doctor should take when treating a patient who is infected with Streptococcus. I hope I didn't butcher that name. I put wear safety equipment like a face mask and washing hands after contact. Washing hands after contact, avoid direct contact, wear a protective mask, sterilize equipment. So that's 2 marks there. Beautiful. From September 2013 to March 2014, there were 2,830 cases of scarlet fever in the UK. From September 2014 to March 2015, there were 5,943 cases of scarlet fever. Calculate the percentage increase of the number of cases of scarlet fever between the periods of September 2014 to March 2015 and September 2013 to March 2014. I did the calculation of 5,943 divided by 2,830 times 100 to give me 210%. Which I'm actually wrong. How the hell? Oh, you're supposed to minus. Award full marks for correct numeral answer without working, except other valid methods of calculation. So I think that's no marks for me, unlucky. Okay, figure 7 shows some Streptococcus bacteria. Some bacteria are motile, meaning they can move themselves. Why is Streptococcus bacterium not motile? I'm butchering the name of it. Anyway, here's the figure. Here's the image. I put A. It does not have flagella. Yes, the only correct answer is A. I'm correct. That's 1 mark for me. Very nice. Next question. Patients with scarlet fever can be treated with antibiotics. New antibiotics need to be tested before they can be used in patients. Which is the correct sequence for the development of new medicine? There is 4 that you can choose from. I went with B, which means it is tested using cultured cells, then double-blind trials on patients, then testing in healthy volunteers. The only correct answer is D. It's because the one way you can immediately tell, by the way, that it's not going to be A or C is because they do not start testing straight away with healthy volunteers. They always start with curated cells. I got these the wrong way around, so yeah. There's no marks there, but at least I was closer to the correct answer than further away. You can always look at it on the bright side. Most cases of scarlet fever occurs in children. How sad. Adults have usually developed immunity to a toxin that the Streptococcus bacteria produces during infection. Explain how an adult develops immunity to the toxin. I basically put the idea of when white blood cells identify the bacteria, they fire antibiotics and antitoxins from different kinds. When one of them works, they mass produce that one type of white blood cell and a defeat of bacteria. Hello, Blue Robot 15. Welcome to the stream. And memory cells left behind in case the bacteria comes back to easily defeat it. I think that's 1 mark on the scheme. Let me just write down what it says. So, exposure to the toxin stimulates an immune response, production of lymphocytes, and then production of memory lymphocytes. Except acting antitoxins. Oh wait, well then that's 2 marks. Okay, fine. Never mind. Okay, I wasn't sure about this, so I'm gonna write this down. Yo, Drozo, Mr. Beast donated. Alright. I would have gotten a ping about that. Don't fool me like that. In 2012, 2 scientists were awarded the Nobel Prize. Yes, Drozo. Hello, welcome Pokemon Cheese Louise, sorry. Pokemon Card Pack 6085. Welcome to the stream. In 2012, oh my days, I'm actually stuttering like crazy. 2 scientists were awarded the Nobel Prize for their research on stem cells. They showed that adult cells could be reprogrammed to become cells with the properties of embryonic stem cells. Described the possible benefits of this research. I had no idea, so I'm going to check the mark scheme. Any free from. Having the potential to produce any cell type. No need to use embryonic stem cells. Less chance of patient rejecting their own cells. And used to treat conditions which are currently incurable. So, any of those 3, if you put those down, you would get full marks. So, less chance of patient rejecting their own cells and used to treat conditions which are currently not curable. Curable. Alright. Figure 8 shows 4 stages of mitosis, labeled P, Q, R, and S. Thanks for the emojis. I'll show you the figure in a second. Which is the correct order of these stages? Here is the figure for your reference. I went with B, so it goes R, Q, S, and P. Yeah, I went with B, and that is the correct answer. Love to see that. The stage of mitosis labeled S in figure 8 is A, anaphase, B, prophase, C, telophase, or D, metaphase. I put D. I honestly have no idea. It was A. Alright. So we do not get a mark there. No likes for me. Interphase is part of the cell cycle. Describe what happens during interphase. I wasn't really sure. I mean, it's like when you prepare for mitosis and stuff like that. But I was thinking that the cells like the cells like, you know, like double. But I didn't actually write that down, so technically I'd get 2 marks. But let me write it down. So DNA is replicated. And cell growth, and another one also is production of cell organelles. Okay. Figure 9 shows a root tip with cells in different stages of mitosis. The image was magnified 400 times. Explain how a magnification of 400 times can be attained using the lenses of a light microscope. Here is the image for your information. I put they used a 10 times eyepiece lens and a 40 times objective lens. A selection of a 40 times objective lens combined with a 10 times eyepiece lens. So that's 2 marks for me. Beautiful. Alright. Potato cells, god damn. Potato cells contain the enzyme catalase. I can already sense my downfall. This enzyme catalase the breakdown of hydrogen peroxide into oxygen and water. Figure 10 shows what happened when a student placed a potato disc in a 5% hydrogen peroxide solution. I will show you the figure in a second. The student measured the time taken for the potato disc to rise. The student repeated the investigation using 10%, 15%, and 20% concentrations of hydrogen peroxide solution. Which term describes the hydrogen peroxide in this reaction? Here is the graph for your information. I put D, control, but I'm obviously wrong. It's substrate, which is B. Why did I circle that? That's not correct. The potato discs all had the same mass. Explain why the student used potato discs with the same mass. I put this ensures the results are accurate for only testing the difference of the concentration of hydrogen peroxide. Mass is a variable / controlling the variable, so the results could be compared equal amount of catalase in each reaction. That's an additional guide, except the idea that the different masses would need more or less oxygen to rise in order to fair test or reliable. Yeah, guys, don't put fair test. Fair test is key stage 2 and key stage 3. They will not accept it in key stage 4. Just remember that. But that's 1 mark for me. Okay. State 2 other factors that will need to be kept the same to improve this investigation. I put use a balance to ensure all potato discs weigh the same, and use a pipette to ensure the right amount of hydrogen peroxide concentration is used. Any two from temperature, volume of hydrogen peroxide, the distance of potato had to rise, pH, size of test tubes, age / variety / type of potato, surface area of potato. So I am correct. That's 2 marks. Figure 11 shows the results of this investigation. The student calculated the rate of reaction using 1 over times in seconds. There is figure 11. I will show you guys in a second. State and explain a conclusion based on these results. Here is the graph for your information. I put the more concentration of hydrogen peroxide solution used, the faster the time for the disc to rise and a faster rate of reaction. The less concentration of hydrogen peroxide solution used, the slower the time for the disc to rise and a slower rate of reaction. And seeing the mark scheme here, conclusion for 1 mark, increasing the concentration of hydrogen peroxide increases the rate of reaction, decreases the time taken for the disc to rise. Any free from provides more substrate, increased collisions, more active sites. Okay. So, I technically only get 1 mark. Holy yikes. So, provides more substrate, sorry. Increases collisions. More active sites occupied. Oxygen is released faster. State 2 other factors that need. Oh wait, I already did that. Whoops. Okay. The student repeated the investigation with a 25% hydrogen peroxide solution and recorded a time of 75 seconds. Calculate the rate of reaction for the 25% hydrogen peroxide solution. So if you go back to figure 11 where the calculation was, it was 1 over time in seconds. And so I did 1 over 75 to get 0.013. So that's correct, if I'm not wrong. Yep, bingo. The student decided that the rate for the 25% hydrogen peroxide solution was not anomalous. Give the reason why the result was not anomalous. Now, me being stupid, I didn't actually read the question. And if you literally read the question, it says it contains the enzyme catalase. So basically, the only reason why it was actually slower is because the enzyme's optimum concentration was 20%, not 25%. So yes, and if there was more concentration of hydrogen peroxide solution, the enzyme would just denature. Very simple. The catalase enzyme. The catalase enzymes optimum hydrogen peroxide concentration is closer to 20%. That literally should be. Substrate is not the rate limiting factor of all active sites are occupied. So that's an X there. Yeast cells can be genetically modified to produce a painkiller. This painkiller is usually obtained from optimum poppies. One method for genetically modifying a yeast cell uses a plasmid containing the desired gene. Explain how a gene can be inserted into a plasmid. I cut a section of both the gene and plasmid with restrictive enzymes, and then placed the gene inside the plasmid with, I can't remember what it was called, that's why I left it blank, to produce the painkiller. Cut the plasmid slash gene slash DNA with a restriction enzyme. Insert the gene into the plasmid using ligase. That is the key word. Ligase. And then gene and plasmid have sticky and complement. Oh, it's only 2 marks, so that would have been it. So even though I didn't get full marks because of that keyword, still got 1. Discuss the possible benefits and risks of producing painkillers from genetically modified yeast cells, rather than extracting the painkillers from poppies. I put faster produced with mass production could modify it into a different painkiller, and if a disease can wipe out unmodified yeast cells, then it can destroy every single one. At least one of the benefits, yeast grows rapidly, increasing yield, can be produced in a shorter time period, production is cheaper / easier to extract, takes up less space than growing grass, and is not weather dependent. Yeah. So I got 1 of the benefits, and then I did 2 negatives. Concerns over genetically modified yeast being manufactured illegally, the painkillers may not be identical / offensive. Concerns over GM organizations entering environment. Okay. So I think I'll get only 1 mark. But another positive is takes up less space to produce. And then 2 negatives are concerned of yeast being manufactured illegally. Concerns about modified yeast manufactured illegally. And then painkillers might not be identical / effective. Sorry. May not be identical / effective. Okay. Figure 12 shows the structure of a DNA molecule. Structure A is what? Base, phosphate, sugar, polymer. It is sugar. I got it wrong. Alright, cool. Here is the figure, by the way, for your reference. And the final question. In 2003, the first complete human genome was sequenced. Sorry. The genomes of different people have small changes in the sequence of DNA bases. Describe how these changes in DNA sequence can affect the individuals, and how sequencing a person's genome could influence their medical treatments. I put changes in DNA sequences can affect a person's lifestyle by how they are immune to bacteria / viruses, genes, etc. It can be helpful as the right treatment for that person, meaning less mistakes for the wrong medicines / prescriptions. I'm definitely not getting 6 marks for this, I'm not really sure. DNA has 4 different bases. Changes in the DNA are mutations. Identify genetic diseases. Identify the risk of developing diseases. And we have a better understanding of some diseases. And we take preventative medicine. She's Louise. Changes in DNA are mutations. Identify genetic diseases. Identify the risk the risk of developing diseases, and we have a better understanding of some diseases and take preventative medicine. And just like that, that's the paper done. 2 papers, 2 streams. So that's quite cool. If I counted how many marks, there's a total of 60 marks on the paper. I would have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24. God damn. Rough. I'm going to review over this past paper and the past paper I did yesterday. See where I've gone wrong, see where I can do better. But that's going to be it for the stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Really hope you guys find this interesting for my other content. But yeah, thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye bye.